very few films of stars I wait for, for the trailers to come out because I know that, they're going to be power packed. There's going to be something to watch in it. Every time he comes on screen, it's almost like, you can wait for a bit and see that screen presence. He carries his screen presence with him. Some stars will carry their baggage with them. He carries his screen presence with him. And one of the finer actresses that we have who looks so fantastic every time we meet her, she's also in this film with him. So rate it is, in case you haven't seen the trailers, it's very exciting. It doesn't reveal enough for you to think that you know the film. वो बहुत ज़रूरी है in a trailer. Ajay Devgn sir, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Ileana, thank you so much for joining me. Am I right? Right? He carries his screen presence with him. You see the screen and you know कि वज़नदार actor आए हैं. With every dialogue is perfectly done, which is I think a very overrated thing in our Bollywood industry. Not everybody has a great voice. He's one of the few from the old school that has that bhari awaz. So when you see him on screen, what's the first thing that you have on your head?
How I didn't see this when I was actually acting face to face with him. That's what I've always realized, that when I'm face to face with him, like it feels right and it feels good and everything, it sort of just flows. The scene sort of flows in space. But when I watch him on screen, it's like 100 times better. And I'm like, how I don't know how he does it. I'm jealous.
Is this also because you've got more familiar with him because back to back दो फिल्में हो गई तभी?
Thankfully, from day one, we've had a very easy equation. There wasn't really any of that awkwardness or formality of any sort. But I'm just envious. The man is he's just so easy and it's like, he says one line and people are like, "Arey, kya baat hai, so amazing."
Asha, does that happen on set when Ajay sir was one?
I pay my writers, I ask them to write.
No, but I want to know, पुराने ज़माने में ऐसा होता था, when that been one big scene that they used to plan for the day, and if it's gone off very well, lots of clapping used to happen on the set. Does that happen?
No, nobody claps anymore.
No, actually it does. On your set, maybe not. But it has happened before. I don't mean it in that sense, but it came out the wrong way. But no, but I mean sometimes.
उन सेट्स पे होता होगा जहाँ पे ये यूनिट शॉक हो जाता है. अरे अच्छा कर दिया, very good. जहाँ पे हमेशा अच्छा होता है तुम्हारे याद नहीं यार.
But it's true. Actually, you need to get to know him, and then you understand that yes, there is that hard exterior because all these tajurba बहुत है, experience बहुत है फिल्मों का. But you're very meticulous on the set also in your planning. I think people have. I come across a lot of people, they say, उसमें क्या है? He knows his performances, he's very well researched otherwise. But there's a lot of effort that you put in also. I mean, when they see a golmaal, they'll say, so he's there, he knows how to figure things out. I mean, there's a lot of method also that goes into your madness.
Actually not.
Not even for a film like, say, Raid or something?
No, not really. The whole idea is, it's ऐसा कोई तोप काम नहीं है, I think.
Because you've directed, I think that's why you think that.
But he makes it look very easy. That's the problem.
Maybe since the age of 10, 12, I've been in the industry.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why. But also, if you put logic to it and you be honest to your work in the sense, now the simple thing is, I stop thinking when I'm doing a shot. I stop thinking what I would be thinking in a situation like this. I start thinking as the character would be thinking, how the character would react, how the character would behave, and that makes things very simple and easier.
No, but it's not like you're playing the same character for a year or so. Now you're switching back and forth, and you're doing more films now than you did.
But I mean, if I'm playing Amay Patnaik, what an Amay Patnaik will do in that situation? Okay, Amay Patnaik is mentally as strong as a Singham.
Yeah.
Okay, Amay Patnaik will take the same stand. But
he won't use his fists.
Exactly. So he'll be calm. He'll be more cultured. मतलब आप चिल्लाना शुरू कर दें, I can have a smile on my face and I can say, but sir, you have to do this.
Yeah.
That is also strength.
Yeah.
So you just
I think
Not everyone is exactly like you. Not everyone is like you, is what I mean.
but that's
which is why you stand out. That's what I mean.
Maybe
which is also why I'm envious.
Listen, we are very envious of you also. ऐसा नहीं है कि even you choose to do all the kind of films that you do, and
which
somehow you always come across.
Which is very hard, dude. It's so hard.
No, so tell me. So this was I was very happy to see that. Oh, immediately after Badshah, she's chosen to do another film. So ये choosing कैसे हुआ? How did you suddenly agree?
I agreed because the story was great.
Yeah.
The story was really, really good, and I just felt like he's mentioned before. Also, certain films are films that you actually want to be a part of.
Yeah.
And this was one of those films. I was just like, this story really needs to be told. I think this person that we've done the story about is such an unbelievable person. And I just feel that, for me, even the character was an interesting one to play. So it's not like I'm just standing there and being witness to a great story. I'm sort of adding to it a little bit as well.
But are you more comfortable now with this world of Bollywood, which you've chosen to use as a guest house, as and when you please, you come and you go? because
What does that mean?
he's made the road and he lives there. You know, this is his life. This is
He's
his
been
world.
born into it.
Yes.
Correct, yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. But even you've chosen to come in and then you
But
chose
in
to
a
stay
way,
away.
you're right. Yeah, in a way, yeah, it's exactly that. I do. I prefer it that way.
It's still a guest house.
Yeah. I prefer it that way. I like the fact that I can choose when I want to be completely engulfed by it and when I want to step away.
Was she an automatic first choice? And also once you'd worked with her?
In fact, I told when I heard the script, I said, just hear the script out. Like we said that there are some scripts you should be. I mean, some films you should be a part of. I mean, don't see that मेरा role इतना लंबा नहीं है, ये नहीं है. आप उस point of view से सुनो, and then take a call.
Do actors and actresses still think like that? Exactly screen time कितना होना चाहिए मेरा?
I don't know, but some maybe.
Yeah, I
Some
think so.
Wait, now he's telling you to listen to a script. Would you be able to say no to an Ajay Devgn?
Yeah.
Supposing you didn't like it, yeah?
Yeah. We have,
but
we're
no, I
completely
told her if you
easy
don't like
with
it, don't.
each other.
I mean, you don't have
Yeah, there's none of that. That's what I'm saying. There's never been any formality between us. Like if I didn't like it, I would just be like, listen, yeah, I'm not sure. And he'd be like, fine, it's okay if
Yeah.
you don't want to do it.
You know, I like this. This camaraderie is very difficult to get sometimes, you know. Why? Because he's a superstar. And she's one of the finest actresses that we have. Like I said, who's chosen not to show her craft as much in our Bollywood industry specifically. As she said, she chooses to come in and flit out and flit in. But there's another very underrated actor who's now, I would say, being shown a lot more, Saurabh Shukla.
Oh, what an
he's
amazing
fabulous.
He is from our bachpan only. I've always been in awe of him because he comes up with something. He's possibly the only actor that I enjoy watching in a scene eating while he's performing. He's always eating sometimes. Somehow I've always caught him. He's eating, somehow he does it really well. That
And he's intelligent.
Yes, he really
He's
is.
a director himself, he's a writer himself, he's intelligent. So, I mean, lots of times we had a lot of scenes together. तो हम लोग ऐसे ही सोचते रहते हैं यार इसमें ये कर लें क्या इसमें वो कर लेंगे performance wise. And जब वो scene हो जाता था ना, he used to get excited like a baby. अरे अच्छा हो गया यार, बहुत अच्छा हो गया. You know, सोचा नहीं था इतना अच्छा होगा. So वो है, you know, but it's nice.
Is it tough to also get, because the premise seems to be after a certain point of time a house? Can it be restrictive performance wise? You know, you're thinking to do a little bit more because it's not.
No, but the drama is something else.
Yeah.
So.
I've always wondered this. The film itself was explanatory, you know. Do you get worried in saying that, okay, they seem to think that they know almost all of it in that 2 minutes of a trailer?
Right.
Some people had thought that
But
also.
yet you don't.
Yeah, but obviously I'm assuming. Are there lots of twists and turns that, you know?
There is, definitely.
Did the script surprise you?
Surprise you and shock you.
Yeah. I literally had goosebumps. I couldn't believe that an actual person went through all of this.
I think that's the best part also, an actual person going through this, you know, when you think of these real life stories. This is the day and age of that, isn't it? I mean, I wouldn't say biopics always. I mean, those are being done to death as well. But real life stories do sort of made more interesting for the viewer now. I think they really excite them.
Sometimes
Yeah, exactly. Right word.
Real life screenplays are completely, you can't write them. They really shock you कि ऐसा भी हो सकता है यार. And
So this is not dramatized very largely. This
No.
see, every film is dramatized.
Of course, थोड़ा सा,
I mean,
yeah.
हाँ, लेकिन जो
Not that
basics
much,
है वो
I
correct
feel,
है.
yeah.
Wow.
There's inherent drama इतना है इसमें कि actually कम करना पड़ा.
Wow. And you know, a lot of people go on to Google and they'll check, and I think that excites people a little bit more. They seem to understand a little bit more about the story. The story as it is, of course, there'll be some twists and turns. Will the outcomes change a bit? But like you said, like real life stories, but will cinematic liberty be taken a lot more? A lot of people do some sort of question if you are choosing that kind of story of a real life person or a real life drama.
But the outcome is the same in this.
We will take a little break and come right back. If you haven't Googled yet, you can actually go and Google and find out what the actual outcome was. Is that part of the trailer as well? We'll find out in just a bit. Don't go anywhere. I have lots more to talk to Ileana and Ajay about, of course. About the online world, which is such an army. Ajay Devgn has a fantastic army on Twitter, which is fantastic to know if you're on the right side. If you're on the wrong side, then it can be troublesome. We come right back. Don't go anywhere. All right, you're back on Star Stop, and the two stars rate a film devoid of all the drama that was there. Looks-wise, say in the last film that the two of them were together, Badshaho, there's all this grandiousness about it. Big change immediately, you know, from the lovely clothing that you had in that film and the way it was. Suddenly, immediately, I think this was shot very fast, right? 28, 30 days immediately after that.
Fairly quickly, yes.
Yeah. Would you prefer the more relaxed way of like a Badshaho or something like this? This is not a very de-glamorized zone that you have been put in.
No, not really. In fact, I sometimes prefer it that way. You take less time to get ready when it's
You're
very
such a
natural.
non-typical Bollywood heroine.
I know. Is that upsetting?
No, it's different.
But yeah, I hate if I have to sit in that chair for 2 hours. It's frustrating.
This is more makeup right now, I think, than you have in the film.
Correct. Much more.
Are you finicky? Are you a little bit troublesome? Can you be with your people around you?
I can be.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, troublesome in the sense, I hate being fussed over. I like to be left alone, and being made to sit in a chair forcibly for 2 hours can be a little annoying, you know.
I think, sir, you're also like that, no? You also don't like being fussed over.
No, not. I want to finish and get out.
It is a Bollywood film. Listen, but you get. Have you ever felt that, if a shot's not coming the right way, that, you'll try and change it around to suit you so that you can just quickly finish it and go, but quality should not be hampered?
Yes, I do that.
Are you different when you're directing? Will you be a little bit more harder on your actors and say, what's the rush? We have to do it as we choose.
No. I'm impatient there also, but then I'm planned. So
You're impatient as a director also.
yeah.
But they say patience is the only virtue that a director should have.
Yeah, but there's a limit to it, no?
Which is why I think he ends up directing himself also. It's a far easier process to actually be part of. Okay, so this film comes across and everyone's clapping and the online world is fantastic. How do you handle this new wave that is there for the last 5 years? There's an army that is there.
I don't know, yeah.
They love you. They can hate the people that you don't like. Do you get worried about what you say and what you write there also?
You need to be careful.
Yeah.
In fact, you need to tell them also. There's so many times I stop fighting, guys.
Yeah.
Because they keep fighting amongst each other. Also.
And it'll carry on for days and weeks and months and years.
Yeah, and what all they say.
And it's now being used in a very different way. Earlier it was just hearsay. Now they can use it as proof. Reporters use it as articles. It's a ready-made article that is there.
So everything is there.
Is it now the responsibility is more so on you and your team to make sure that you say and do the right things, and in case
On you, what do you say? Team you can't control. Team in the sense, it's not your team. It's people who like you, people who are your fans. Then they can say what they want and they're not in your control.
Yeah.
So, so it's a little...
Are you okay with this? You come from the world where this didn't exist at all. It was... Your work spoke for itself.
Trying to adapt, but not in a way that I have to be there.
Yeah.
It's also good to... It's a good platform to say something what you really want to say. And I use it only for that. When I really have to say something, I use it. Otherwise, I don't.
You don't say much all the time.
Really?
Yeah, you say when you choose to, and then there'll be phases when you will choose to stay away. Are you also there? Is that also a guest house for you, where you come and go when you choose, and sometimes when you want to go?
I think it should be to a certain extent, but for me, I feel I don't have a PR agency pumping stuff in and putting out articles. Yeah, I don't.
But why not?
Because I tried it for a while.
Yeah.
And they really tried so hard.
Yeah.
But I was just like, okay, tell us something interesting that's happening in your life. And I'm like, what do you want me to tell you? It's like, I can't make up stuff. There's really not that much happening.
But isn't it sometimes, don't you feel like the boat is sometimes maybe going and maybe coming back? And, I'll tell you why. It frustrates maybe a fan of, say, Ileana D'Cruz who wants to see a lot more of her acting.
I'd love to. See, the thing is, I think people misunderstand. They probably think I choose not to do films. I choose not to do bad films. Or at least what I would think are bad films. And so far, the choices that I've rejected have turned out to be bad films.
Oh, do you smile then and say,
I do. There's
Do you
so
go
much
watch them in the theatres?
satisfaction. No, I don't.
Okay.
Sometimes I have watched them.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so glad I didn't do this. But honestly, it may be a cliched answer, but it's the choices. They're not all that great sometimes. I'd love to do more films, but it just depends.
Considering 2017 had so many duds, 2018 hasn't started really well. Is it scary as an actor when you see films not working around you? I mean, you see, I say the stock market, when everything's going up, it all goes up. With him, very less works, but do you think twice now about making a film or choosing a script? Is it more so than it was, say, 2 3 years earlier?
Not 2 3 years, a couple of years earlier.
Yeah.
It's been like this since the past couple of years. So it's not because 1 year has not been great, so you have to start thinking more. Good films work. Sometimes films fail because something's gone wrong with the film, and you are just careful that whatever you're doing should work, and are you making the right decision?
Are you ever nervous before a film release? You don't look like the nervous kinds to me at all.
Not really.
Friday night, nothing? No butterfly at all?
Not really.
Oh, sorry, Thursday night actually.
Thursday
So
night,
do you not call anyone for collections in the morning on a Friday?
No, I don't.
How it's open? Yeah,
No,
of course, I know he does, but I mean, you would know them. So you don't want to know the fate of your film.
I do want to know the fate of my film, but I don't go paranoid. I'm like, it's out there. What are you going to do? You can't be shouting out from the rooftop saying that, oh my God, it's an amazing film. Go watch it.
Yeah.
It's a good film. I know it's a good film. I believe in it. That's why I did it.
Yeah.
But sometimes people just don't feel the same way. So I just say, accept it, move on, do something else, and hopefully that works.
The director is a very interesting man. He's,
He is.
you know, he looks like a professor,
Yeah.
you know, and who's got everything written down.
Yeah.
And you've got another professor here who's the don of the school also. So was that chemistry perfect? Were you just fitting in easily, or you were letting them do their thing?
I remember the first day,
Yeah.
we did so much of work
Yeah.
that I got a little panicky. And I pulled Raj aside. I said, listen, it's all right to tell me if you don't like a shot. Please just tell me, don't just okay stuff.
Yeah.
And he goes,
Oh, you were doing too many scenes.
I think we did like 4 scenes in the first day. He was just going at such breakneck speed.
4 montages.
Please, it was a fair bit for me. It was a little overwhelming for me.
Or are you used to doing 2 days, 1 scene?
Not necessarily. It just was the first day. I'm normally
Right.
used to the first day. You sort of ease into it a little
Yeah.
bit. And no, but I realized how committed he is. He actually took the time, in spite of the speed at which we were going. He came to my van and he said, listen, I am happy. I will tell you if I don't like something. And I did appreciate that. Because at the end of the day, I mean, I'm one of those annoying actors who irritate their directors and ask them a zillion questions.
Oh, on set all the time? Even before the film or after the film? I mean, during the film?
during
After
the
release also.
Promotional strategy. But he's an interesting filmmaker, again, who hasn't explored his potential enough, I think, in the industry.
He's very good.
And your connection with him, how did this happen?
We just thought that he was the perfect choice for the script.
But there must have been was there some trigger in your head that, suddenly said, yes, he is the one? Or you would have chosen to do it yourself as well? Have you not chosen to want
No. No, all of us, Ritesh wrote the film, and then we thought that I think Raj is somebody who's perfect for a script like this, and Raj is a writer himself, so that he also joined in, and then they started working further on the script, and that's how it happened.
Has it worked out to your satisfaction now that you've done all the dubbing for the film?
There wasn't a lot of dubbing to do because we shot
sound.
sync.
Oh, it was.
But I've
completely
seen the film. I'm very happy with it.
Is it now much easier? Earlier, there was such a discussion that used to happen about Sing San, how it was far more expensive.
No.
But as an actor, I think wouldn't that be far better than a dub later on? Wasn't dubbing a lot?
It depends. I mean,
Much
because so many years we've been into dubbing.
Yeah.
So to
Now this
adapt
is
to-
different?
Yeah, it's different. It's okay now. Initially, we were having problems.
As Mr. Bachchan once told me, he said, I was so used to seeing these big cameras in my face, when he went into digital and 5D. He said, I was not understand this huge distance that was there between me and the camera, so it took me a while to get used to it. Are you easy with the sync sound? You like it now? You don't have to go into the dubbing studio later on and finish it off?
I actually really don't like the process of dubbing. I don't. It's
Yeah.
very rare that I'll enjoy it. For one, because I hate seeing shots of myself anyway. And with dubbing, you're sort of forced to see it, not just once, but over and over and over again.
And replicated.
And replicate it and listen to your voice over and over again. So it's just like, an added sort of, but
The reluctant superstar, I'm going to call her that. Yeah, but like I said, all this reluctance works very well for us. Raid is a film that is going to come out very, very soon. But you all shot at breakneck speed. Was this breakneck speed throughout or just the first day of the film?
it felt like it on the first day of the film. Maybe I got used to the speed after that.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
really
think
sure.
all directors shoot in a different way. This one's going to be very exciting. Something, any surprising performance in the film that we can all look out for? That you'd
I
say?
think everybody's done. There's this old lady in the film. She's
Yeah.
85 years old actually.
Wow.
You should see her performance. She's amazing. She's so real. Everybody is very real in the film. The casting has been fabulous because there are a lot of characters in the film.
Actually, half the job is done if your casting is good.
Yeah.
Where it is, you can go look it up. In case you haven't seen the trailer yet, it's fantastic. And I will get very excited. In this day and age where so many scams are always unearthed, you always wonder, can we actually do this in real life again? And we're actually in a month of a lot of scams also. So it's going to release at the right time. Thank you so much, sir, for joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ileana. It was always a pleasure.
Always.
Don't be so reluctant all the time, and please come to this hotel a little more often. That is Bollywood. It would be nice. Take care and see you soon.